Today I'd like to share my compost setup with you. As you can see, I have one bin here that's about a third full, and one bin over here that is currently being used to store wood. Once this bin is full, that bin will start filling up as well. We'll get all the wood out and we will start filling it with compost. It's going to take a long time for this one to fill up, simply because as I'm adding things to the top, the stuff on the bottom is already starting to decompose. So it's really kind of a cool thing. Like, it looks right now like it's just a pile of trash and leaves, but actually there are so many microorganisms in there, and worms and bugs and all kinds of crazy beasties that are just eating away at the stuff on the bottom, and that's very exciting, and turning it into beautiful compost and soil for my garden. I also have some bags of bunny bedding that a neighbor gave me, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to add that to my compost today. I'm only going to add one bag because I want to kind of spread it out. So what this is going to do, because it's got this like rich organic, bunny poop in it, it's going to heat up the pile and it's going to speed up the decomposition. It's also going to add balance to it because, as you can see, I have a lot of yard clippings in here among the veggie clippings. So the yard clippings do help a compost bin to not smell, but part of that is because it breaks down slower. So you really want to have a good balance of, they call them green versus brown. So the veggie clippings are green because they're fresher. The garden clippings are brown because they're, kind of dead. So we really want to have a good balance. The bunny stuff, because it's so rich in organic material, is considered a green, even though it's brown. I know the colors are confusing. It's kind of dumb. That's not something I made up. It's just what people call it. So I'm going to put the camera right here. I'm going to try and stay in frame, but the frame is a little bit small. So we're just going to dump this bag in here, like so. You can see my knee. That's cool. Whatever. And then I'm going to take this stick. I'm going to kind of punch some holes in here and mix the bunny bedding in at least a little bit, so that all the layers of the compost bin get some bunny bedding. Now, if you go online and you research compost, you're going to find a lot of people who feel very strongly about whether or not you should mix your compost. I am not one of those people. I think that you can mix it if you want, you can leave it if you want. Some people think that mixing it makes it break down faster. I have not found that to be the case, and I've read studies that have shown that it's not the case. Other people think that if you mix up your compost, it's going to smell less. That might be true, especially if you are mixing brown matter on top of your green matter. But I haven't read any studies about that, and I don't really know how they would even measure that. It would be more anecdotal. Anyway, this is what my compost looks like now with the bunny bedding. That's right. I'm showing you poop. You're welcome. I do want to add a couple of things about what I just did. So first off, I only added one bag because I want to spread it out. Again, with creating that balance, I want to make sure that I'm adding the bunny bedding a little at a time. So I added one bag today. I'll probably add another bag in a couple of weeks, another bag a couple weeks later, and so on and so forth. And by the time I'm finished, my friend will probably have lots more bedding for me, which is exciting. And secondly, I want to say you should only add herbivores bedding and herbivores manure to your compost if you're going to use your compost right away. If you have the space to have multiple compost bins that you can let sit once they're full for like a full year to give all of that manure time to decompose, you can definitely compost dog, cat, even human manure. I would recommend reading up on that first, but it's actually really interesting. I have read up on it. I don't do it because, you know, I live in a relatively not urban, but, you know, I don't have a lot of space, so I'm not going to have lots of piles that can sit for a year. So, that's all I had today. Okay, bye.